So this video I'm making is to go over the three classworks that we were left to do. The one that's on translation, the other one that's on reflection, and the one that's on rotation. This one's translation. And on this one, what we're going to do is we're going to move every point in this picture, 5 to the right and 4 up. So this is a slide, translation is a slide. So let's say I'm taking this point right here, which is at -1, -1. I'm going to be moving it right 5 and up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me grab a different color. So this one right here. This one, I'm going to do the same, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one down here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to connect this. And it should look exactly the same size and shape. Okay, so when I translate or slide, I am just moving the shape. It's not changing the size or the shape of it. Okay, and again, just in terms of vocab, this original one is considered the pre-image, and this new one is considered the image. Okay, and that's what we're going to do on every single one of these. You're going to be moving it up, down, right, left, and that's a translation. So now I'm going to take a look at the reflection one. So this is the reflection worksheet, okay? And reflection is when you flip the shape, okay, over a particular line. In this case, we want to reflect it across the x-axis. So I would draw the x-axis in here. Here's the x-axis. This is the line we're going to be flipping it over, okay? And there's a couple of ways you can do it. If you happen to have either tracing paper, or I use just a page protector and a Expo pen. And if you're going to do it this way and trace it, okay, you want to trace your line, you're flipping it over, and I usually have a point. This point right here is the origin. That's where I want to line it up again. So when I flip it or fold it, but I'm going to flip it, I know that I want this point at the origin again. And then you can plot these points. Okay, and again, a reflection is a flip. I'm flipping it over. So you can think of it as taking this and folding it, or I'm literally going to flip it. And again, I want to line up the line with the line, but I also want to line it up with this point that I had as my reference, which was my origin. And then you can see it's going to be starting here and going like this. Okay. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it, if you don't have tracing paper or patty paper, as we call it, or something like my page protector, if you draw your line in, every point in the shape needs to be the same distance to this line as it is going to be on the opposite side. So when I'm doing this, this is 2 above, so I'm going to have the same 2 below. This one's 1, 2, 3 above, so I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 below. So that's that piece of it right there, is this. Here, again, this was 2 above, so I'm going to have the same thing here. There's that piece. This piece right here is 1, 2, 3, 4 above. So it's going to be 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 below. Okay, so again, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. This one is 4 from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's that piece. Okay, and this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I follow over to this one here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And there's my shape. Now, once I got this part situated here and I knew that this was here, I can kind of look at the shape and go, okay, well, this should be 1 away, so it's going to be 1 away. Okay, and I can kind of then do the rest of the shape. But really what's happening is everything is going to be the same distance on one side of the line as the reflection, the image is going to be on the other side of the line. So this one here that I'm coloring in, this is going to be my image. And this one I started with over here is my pre-image. This is my original. So you want to pay attention to what line it's across. If they say y-axis, you're going to draw it this way. Okay. If they say, for example, x equal 1, x equal 1 is a vertical line. So you're going to draw that vertical line in. Let me just get it a little thicker here. So you're going to draw that vertical line in. That's going to be the line that's going to be reflected across. So what's going to happen in this case is this point over here is 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side, and it's going to also be 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. This point is 1 to the left, so now it's going to be 1 to the right. This one is 1 to the right, so now it's going to be 1 to the left. Then you're going to draw that. This one here, where they're asking us to have it across the line y equal x. So y equal x is basically your x and your y are the same. So that would be 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, and so on. That's one way to think about it. Another way to think about it is your y-intercept is 0, and then your slope is 1, so you're going up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. And then let me continue it this direction. So this is the line that you're going to reflect it across, okay? And if you kind of turn this around here, you can kind of see that it's going to be coming onto this side over here, okay? So again, it's going to go from here to here is where you're going to do that. And everything's going to be the same distance to here as it is going to be onto this side. And then the one where you have y equal 1, this one you're going to be flipping across a horizontal line. So the horizontal line y equal 1 is going to flip across this line right here. So again, this point is 1 below, now it's going to be 1 above. These points that were above, 2 above, are now going to be 2 below. And over here on this one, y equal negative x. So what's happening here is it has a y-intercept of 0. And instead of going up 1 over 1, I'm going down 1 over 1. So this is where it's going to be. And you're going to reflect it across that line. Okay, so this piece is going to be reflected to this side. This piece is going to be reflected to this side. The last one I'm going to talk about is our rotation. So this last one's rotation. Rotation is a spin. So here they wrote a little shorthand for counterclockwise. They said CCW is going to be their counterclockwise. Just so you understand, counterclockwise is going this direction, okay? And clockwise, we'd be going like the time on a clock. It's going this direction, okay? So when you're being asked to rotate, it's important which way you're rotating something, because if I'm rotating something 90 degrees one direction, so let's just say I'm just going to put a little marking right here. This right here is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. If I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees counterclockwise is going this direction, it would be ending up here in what now looks like quadrant 2. But if I'm doing it from here and I'm rotating this from the origin, okay, all the ones we're doing right now are rotating it from the origin. And if I'm rotating it 90 degrees clockwise, so clockwise is going this direction, you see it looks like it's down here in what would be quadrant 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you end up in different spots. Now, when do you not end up in a different spot? If you are rotating at 180 degrees, it doesn't matter if you go clockwise or counterclockwise. So if I'm going to do 180 degrees counterclockwise, that means I'm going to do two 90s. So here's 190, here's a second 90, and you can see I ended up in this quadrant 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me do it again. But this time I'm going to go clockwise. So clockwise is this way. And again, I'm going to do 180. So I'm going to do 90 once, 90 again. And you see, again, I end up in quadrant 3. So if you're talking about 180 degrees, it doesn't matter which direction because you're going to end up in the same spot. The reason that is because when you go around a circle is 360 degrees all the way around. So if I'm going 180, I'm going to be going half the distance. So whether I go half this direction or if I go half this direction, I'm going to end up in the same spot. Okay. Otherwise, it does matter what direction you're going, and they need to tell you. Okay, so they'll tell you what point you're doing the rotation from. All the ones we're going to be doing today are going to be from the origin. Okay, and all of them are going to be multiples of 90. So as I turn it, that would be 90. Okay, as I turn it again, like this, that's another 90, and so forth. Okay, so let's try this first one. Let me just get rid of this. Okay. So for this first one, they want this to be going 90 degrees counterclockwise. Okay, so counterclockwise is me turning this direction. Okay, and so I'm going to go 90 degrees. So this one right here is in quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. It's down here in quadrant 4. As I turn this 90 degrees and my y-axis is now looking like it's my x-axis, I have turned it 90 degrees counterclockwise. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at these 3 points, this point, this point, this point, and I'm going to identify where they are on this turned graph, okay? So if I'm thinking of this now as my positive x and my positive y, let's see where my points are. So this point right here is at 1, 0. I'm going to jot them down, 1, 0. This point here, let me zoom in a little bit more. This point here is at 4, 2. So that's at 4, 2. And this point up here is at 3, 4. 3, 4. So this is where my new image should be, up here in what looks like quadrant 1, but when it's turned this direction. Okay, so now I'm going to plot these points. Okay, now that it's turned back to normal, I'm going to plot 1, 0. I'm going to plot 4, 2. I'm going to plot 3, 4. And then I'm going to connect these. Get a little selection. Oops, not sticker. Okay, so now I'm going to connect these. And here we go. That has been rotated 90 degrees. And again, you see it's in quadrant 1. Okay, so again, as I turned this green one was down here, now it's up here. So this blue one is the image. This green one was our original, which is the pre-image. Okay, so you need to pay attention to counterclockwise or clockwise. Hopefully this will be helpful to you guys.